Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and with me by phone,
it's Gator.
It's the best we could pull off today, guys. We're sorry. It is what it is.
I'm not sorry.
What? What'd you say?
I said I'm not sorry.
I mean, that's true. They're getting
the show. They're getting the show.
They're getting what they pay for. But yeah, I know. I just,
Yeah, you guys go ahead and send in those refund coupons.
It's life. Look, it's like it's like I announced last night when I put up on the socials that, this episode was going to be a little delayed today. I basically said, look, man, it was a confluence of life, and it all happened rather quickly, and we just kind of ran out of time. I mean, not to get too deep with it all, but Jeff's been, he's talked about his fire on the show and everything, and he's been having to deal with some of that, and I had some work stuff come up, and it just, it all kind of just came together to where it just resulted in no time to get together and do this prior to now. So,
which is actually why I'm on speakerphone driving, doing the show with you. That's how dedicated I am.
Which means at some point or another, we're going to lose Jeff, because one of two things is going to either happen. He's either going to hit a dead zone for signal because he drives all over the middle of bumfuck nowhere, Illinois, or his battery will die.
I should have brought a charger. I will admit that.
I knew that was going to be an issue potentially. So, okay, well, why don't we go ahead and get into the cigars here? And in my haste of doing this, I neglected to actually look up the cigar that I am currently smoking, or will be smoking. And so, while I do that, why don't you tell the people what you're smoking? Because I'm assuming you're actually you're just smoking now.
No, I haven't started yet. I was waiting.
My God, look at you.
I am doing a Gianna Havana.
Oh, from our friends over at United Cigars.
Exactly. It is the Reserve Limited.
Okay.
I'm doing the Corona single. It's the Angelic.
All right.
And I have not had this cigar, and I'm looking forward to this cigar.
All right. Well, I am smoking the. I'm doing something a little different here, Jeff. I'm doing something, for you. I'm going a Jeff route here. I'm smoking the Villiger Connecticut Kreme.
The Villiger.
It's the Connecticut Kreme. It is a Robusto 5x48. And according to the description here, I'm about to indulge in a creamy and luscious profile from European-based value brand Villiger. I don't know of a value brand. I mean, their sticks are affordable, but I don't want to say value brand. This description is from a website that I'm getting, a sale website, and it's like, I don't really know. Anyway, a silky Ecuador Connecticut wrapper gently hugs a sumptuous combination of Dominican binder. Pardon me, I need a beverage. And Dominican binder and filler tobaccos in Villiger cellular cream. I don't know. There's just words here.
I just cut mine, by the way.
Okay. Generous notes of toasted cashews, coffee with cream, and a touch of spice divulge superb aromas and mild to medium-bodied finish. Spend a day in the backyard hammock or start your morning off with a smooth and approachable blend from Villiger. Boy, that was just, I hope Villiger didn't write that description, because it was awkwardly written. Anyway, the point is, I'm smoking the Villiger Connecticut Kreme. So,
which sounds like it would be a wonderful cigar.
I mean, it definitely looks like a used cigar. I was literally about to cut the cigar. So you know what? We need to do this. The official cutting is brought to you by Dan the Man Ponder over there at Riverman Cigar Company. Dan the Man Ponder at Riverman Cigar Company. He's got all kinds of great cigars. We've been, over there doing, it's inventory time. It's inventory time at Riverman Cigar Company. So we're kind of taking stock of what's in, what's new, and figuring out, what what we got, and then from there we will do the natural thing, and we will order more cigars. There'll be new stuff coming in. I mean, it's kind of the slow time of the year. I'm going to admit it. It's the slow time of the year. And
Best time to get in there.
It is time to get in there because you know what? Every dollar is appreciated and loved. And it's one of those things where this is the time to support your local tobacconist because they're all hurting. I mean, generally, they're all hurting. They need your support. And guys, go in. There's all kinds of great stuff going on between sporting events on the TV, sitting around in the lounge just talking with your buddies, having a beverage and smoking a cigar. This is the time of year that your tobacconist needs your help, and this is the time of year for you to take advantage of the lounge. So get in there, buy a cigar, have a good time, and there'll be new stuff rolling in just as soon as possible because that's the way it works. So anyway, Riverman Cigar Company, Crestwood, Missouri, and if you're not in the St. Louis area and you want to support a brick-and-mortar shop, let Dan be your brick-and-mortar shop because he does mail order. You can give him a call, and he'll get stuff shipped to you right away. Riverman Cigar Company, Crestwood, Missouri. And with that, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar.
There we go. I prematurely cut.
I know you did, and I very nearly did. I just started to just do it, and then I realized, I'm like, oh, wait, I have an ad to read.
This La Gianna Havana.
Yeah.
Has got on the cap, it looks like Connecticut. I'm assuming Connecticut tobacco. But on the cap, there's like a ring around the start of the cap that looks like a darker tobacco.
Okay.
It's actually a very impressive little cigar.
Interesting. Is that one sweet tipped?
I don't believe so. I'm doing the cold draw now.
Yeah.
And I'm getting just very, it's my first cigar of the day, but very, very light hints of maybe a little cinnamon or baking spice.
That may not be the sweet tipped one then, because I don't
believe it is.
I know there's a La Gianna. I think it's the Angelic that is sweet tipped.
Well, this is the Angelic.
Oh, well then maybe that is the sweet tipped one then.
It does not taste sweet tipped to me though.
All right then.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well,
weird.
Weird indeed. The Villiger Connecticut Kreme. It is a very creamy and kind of nutty taste on the cold draw there. So I'm looking forward.
You're a big fan of creamy nuts, I know.
Jeff, seriously, dude. Seriously, why do you have to do that? Why? I'm fired.
It's almost more fun over the phone than in person.
God, you're such an ass. Such an ass. Oh.
Here, I'm going to pull over to light mine. Because I think that's the responsible thing to do.
I think it is. I think that is the responsible thing to do. And given the fact that you're pulling over now, do you just want to go ahead and jump into your segment since you said you had to pull over to do that?
I can do that. Yeah, it's I'm looking for the next crossroad here, like pull over and safely stop. So give me a minute.
You're fine. By the way, I am coming to you from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios inside the Ice Tent of Love. And I'm not going to lie, I haven't used the Ice Tent very much lately. I'm
coming to you from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios in my FJ.
There you go. You're literally mobile.
Yeah, I am literally mobile.
Literally mobile. No, I haven't used the tent lately. I just, it's been one of those things where if I want to have a cigar and it's nighttime, I've gone to, the shop or maybe I'm driving somewhere and I just have one in the car. But it dawned on me as I was setting everything up in here that it's not impossible to think that I maybe only used the tent maybe like 2 or 3 times in January.
Right.
Yeah. Like it's not been frequent that I've been out here. And I realized that based upon some of the garbage that is still out here.
Is
Yeah.
it stuff I threw in it, thinking it was a
No.
recycle bin?
Well, maybe some of the bands and shit on the ground, but I can't unfortunately blame you for the garbage that's out here.
Okay, good.
Apparently, the last time I was out here, I decided, screw it, I'll be out here again soon. I'll just leave my snacks out here. And
Oh,
yep.
did the vermin get into your snacks?
There's no evidence of that. However, everything will be thrown away. Because
that's a yes.
well, I don't know. There's no evidence of it, but you've just put that in my head, and so that just means that now it's going to get thrown away. So
Fair enough. Well, I'm going to light mine up now that I'm pulled over.
And also, it has rained and snowed quite a bit, so I don't know I don't know if any moisture got in and under the tent, through the concrete slab of the driveway. And so, for all I know, some of these snacks may have been wet and then dried. I mean, it just needs to get thrown away. It's kind of filthy. I can't believe I did that. I'm really ashamed of myself.
Just an animal.
Kind of.
Okay, so. Oh, this is good. Have you had the La Gianna Havana Angelic?
I don't. Probably. Can't tell you for certain. I'll be honest. I can't tell you for certain.
Oh man, that is a good. It's mild but flavorful.
I will say when I got some samples from Oliver when I was up in oh god, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. New Hampshire. He gave some samples for us for the show, and I know that was one of them. And I do know that was one that when I saw it, I immediately was like, this is a Gator cigar. This is one that he's really going to like.
Oh, God, this is outstanding. That cold draw. Yeah. It's, and you know what? I'm going to go with you here on what you said about your cigar. Just doing a retro hail.
I did one just a minute ago.
Yeah. It's almost kind of like roasted nuts.
Yep.
It's really, I don't know how to explain that on this one, but this La Gianna Havana is a great cigar.
I'm digging this Villiger Connecticut Kreme. I did a retro hail, super smooth, super smooth. It's very impressive. For a Connecticut cigar, it's a little man. I apologize. I have a frog in my throat. Evidently, it's.
Why don't you go get yourself a nice cool beverage?
I have a nice cool beverage, and I've taken a few drinks of it, and it doesn't seem to be curing it. But anyway, might
be COVID.
It's not COVID. But this Connecticut Kreme, it's very, very smooth. It's perhaps a little lighter, at least initially, for my palate. However, given the fact that it's the first cigar of the day, I figured, you know what? Why not?
It just hit me. We're both smoking, and it's morning, but we're both smoking me cigars this morning.
We are smoking you cigars today.
Yeah.
We are. Well, I was looking at the options from Villiger, and, there were a few there that I think are definitely more up my alley, but I was like, it's the first one of the day. I had more than a few yesterday. It's like, let's start off easy today. Let's start off with just this. And so
sometimes you gotta work your way into it.
You gotta ease your way into it, exactly. And so it just kind of, yep. So I figured we'll start with this. Why not? And so far I'm digging it. It's really, really good. So, just a little bit off the front end here, but I'm enjoying it. So anyway, well, why don't we go ahead and get into your segment here, and
I've got real problems.
Uh-oh. What are your real problems?
Well, because you know how I made that whole thing up for show prep?
You don't have that note anymore?
Oh, no. Okay. Woo. Okay, thank God. I apparently have two show preps, and one of them had one thing in it, and the other one has all the other stuff in it. And I was like, did I erase all of my show prep?
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's time to find out if Gator is shitting us.
You're shitting me.
Okay.
What? No.
Are you ready?
No, I'm not shitting you.
I mean, you got to give a little time for the little intro thing there.
You're shitting me. What? No.
Was that
No,
enough?
I'm not shitting you.
Probably not. But that's okay.
Yeah. How about now?
All right, let's just go. Let's just do this.
Okay. Now, Nick, we're
Making my
from
life
St. Louis.
complicated. Yes, we are. We are indeed from St. Louis.
And we know that The Exorcist was based in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
But did you know that The Exorcist was actually a little boy, not a little girl, like in the movie?
I did know that, yes.
Okay. And it happened where in St. Louis? Was it at St. Louis University or?
I feel like it was at SLU, yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
They're at the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh,
I knew it was a hospital.
yes.
Yeah.
And that whole like wing, that whole floor
They've
is like blocked off
they
to
blocked
this
it
day.
off. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this all started out in Cottage City, Maryland, back in 1949.
Okay.
And then, for some reason, they brought the boy from Maryland to St. Louis, and that's where the exorcism and all that took place, correct?
Sure.
I believe that is accurate. But did you know that later in life, the person that this is based on, okay, his name was, he was then 14 years old. His name was Ronald Edwin Hunkler.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, did you know later in life that he actually went to work for NASA and worked on the Apollo program?
Okay.
He was I believe, an engineer. Let me look here.
See, this is easier for you on this one because I don't have the visual. I can't look at you and see if there's any visual cues of whether or not you're lying to me.
It's true. Yeah, but he was an engineer on the NASA Apollo space program.
Okay. Is that what you're supposedly shitting me about? Is the fact that the Exorcist kid worked,
the Exorcist kid ended up
NASA,
helping get us to the moon, allegedly.
Allegedly,
depending on how you feel about the moon landing. That's a whole nother one.
It's a whole nother one for us. I'm gonna call bullshit. I'm gonna call bullshit on this.
Really?
I don't know why. I just have it just back of my mind. There's a little alarm going off. I'm gonna call bullshit on this. I'm gonna say I may be wrong, but I'm gonna call bullshit.
Oh yeah, doing good. Just on the phone. Just had a truck driver pull up to check on me.
Well, that's nice of him. And now I see I have a text message from you.
I'm pretty sure.
Now I have a text message from you. Oh, now, okay, that's from Coast to Coast.
It's from Coast to Coast, but read it.
Former NASA engineer revealed to have been boy at center of Exorcist case. Oh, my. And here we go. Now, okay, again. Okay, by way of an investigation by J.D. Sword from the magazine Skeptical Inquirer.
Yeah, I mean, it's J.D. Sword.
It has been determined that Ronald Edwin Hunkler was the then 14-year-old individual who went through a series of exorcisms back in 1949 at his home in Cottage City, Maryland. Now, see, that right there is wrong.
Why?
They're saying that he went through the exorcisms in Maryland.
No, he went through the exorcisms here, but he was from there.
It says underwent a series of exorcisms back in 1949 at his home in Cottage City, Maryland.
Yeah, that's wrong.
And they're saying that was the basis of The Exorcist.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't know about this. NASA worked on the famed Apollo program, blah, 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 and all that.
How about that link?
Oh, God, you're just blowing me up now. Now, wait a minute. The one article you first sent me talked about how he, blah, blah, blah. Now, okay, this at least does say that he, granted, it's the New York Post, talking about how he went and put astronauts on the moon in 1969. Lived in fear of people finding out the truth. Always on edge. He had a terrible life from worry, worry, worry. I mean...
Well, yeah, he'd been possessed.
It's true. I get that. But... Okay. How many freaking links to this story do you have? Good God. Now, okay.
They're all in the show prep.
InsideEdition.com. Oh, my God. All right. Well, all right. You win. You win that round. You win that round, so...
I shit you not.
You shit me not. Anyway, well, since we're going ahead and doing segments while you're on the phone, why don't we do this?
We all need to live united, but one must go. Brought to you by United Cigars, makers of La Gianna Havana, Abuelo, Red Anchor, Firecracker, and of course, United Cigars. Distributors of Jose Dominguez, Garofalo, Montosa, and Terra Nova, and the highly acclaimed Atabey, Byron, and Bandolero. Buy United, Smoke United, Live United, United Cigars.
Speaking of United Cigars, how is the La Gianna that you're smoking there?
Outstanding.
Digging it? I'm digging this Villiger.
This is a good cigar.
I'm digging the Villiger. And I have on my United Cigars Guns and Cigars hat. Just because.
You got a Guns and Cigars hat?
I do have a Guns and Cigars hat.
I don't have a Guns and Cigars hat.
Well, maybe somebody should have gotten off his, lazy ass and come to New Hampshire with me.
New Hampshire.
All right, so it's time for One Must Go. And this would have been probably a little bit more appropriate for our Tuesday show, given the weather conditions and everything at the time. But, I'm still going to throw it out there.
But we had a call in that gave us one, so it made sense.
We did. That made more sense. That's true. But I'm just saying this would have made sense given the weather conditions at the time. But anyway, I'm just going to throw this out there. All right, Jeff, I'm going to give you a scenario.
Okay.
You can get rid of one. You can pick one. All right. So the other one must go.
Wait, I get to keep one or get rid of one?
Well, I'm going to give you a choice, and the other one must go. Okay.
So I'm getting rid of, are there 5? I'm getting rid of 4 and keeping
There's 2.
one.
No, there's 2.
There's only 2.
You're keeping one. You're getting rid of one. There's only 2.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a choice. You can either get rid of winter and keep summer. But if you keep summer, every single day is 115 degrees, but with maybe 50 to 60% humidity. Okay? Every single day in the summer is 115. But you get rid of winter. All right?
Okay.
Or you could keep all 4 seasons. Summer is what summer is. And winter is what winter is. But, you have
aliens.
You have the risk that you're going to get a lot of snow and ice, or it could be a winter like this where it's actually been relatively nice for the most part with pockets of snow and ice.
Yeah, I'm afraid February is just going to kick our ass.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Murray, meteorologist here in St. Louis, said that February's coming at us.
So that's the question. You could get rid of winter, but every day in the summer is going to be hot as balls. Or you could keep the winter, and it could be what it is. You know,
Well,
it could be a crapshoot.
I spent a little time in the desert, so to speak, and I'm keeping all 4 seasons. I can tell you that right now. I can't talk about it; it's classified.
Right. Okay.
But I'm keeping all 4 seasons.
You were one of those hikers that went hiking along the Iranian border, and the government had to get you out, weren't you?
It's classified.
Okay. See, I
Did
don't.
you know? Okay, here's a little bonus. Am I shitting you?
Oh God.
Did you know? Speaking of that part when we had the whole Iran hostage crisis, which you may be too young to remember. I remember it vividly.
You talking the one with Carter?
Yes.
I was indeed too young to remember that because I wasn't born until 1981.
Now there's the movie there's a movie about this.
Argo.
Where they were going to make a fake movie. Have you watched that?
Argo.
Yeah,
Yes.
Argo, fuck yourself.
Okay.
So in the movie, they talk about, which I think is just crazy, they were actually going to try to get these Americans out of Iran by saying that they were bicyclists bicycling through Iran and try to get them to the border on bicycles. And then they realized that they wouldn't be able to carry enough supplies with them to repair the tires and everything. It became a ridiculous idea. That's talked about in the movie. I don't know if it's real or if it's a Hollywood thing, but they talk about that in the movie. So you bring up bicyclists in Iran, it made me think of that.
Okay. So which would you get rid of? So you would keep all 4 seasons, even with the risk that there's like a really bad winter.
Yes.
You would take the risk of a bad winter over no bad winter but a hot summer.
Here's the thing. I can only take so many clothes off. At a certain point, I'm down to just skin, and I'm still hot. I can layer up for winter. Well, you know me. How many times have you seen me wear shoes in the wintertime?
That's valid.
I mean, I walk around in flip-flops in the snow. I don't care.
That's valid.
I don't really get cold. I get hot.
See, I hate the cold. And I'll say this. 115, that's really hot. Like, that's super hot. But that's why I also put the little caveat on there about 50 to 60% humidity, because humidity is what really just makes it unbearable in the heat, at least around here.
If it wasn't for humidity, I would have moved to New Orleans 30 years ago.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I love New Orleans, but man, when you're down there in the summer, like June, July, in that humidity, I mean, you think humidity's bad in St. Louis, spend a week in New Orleans.
Oh, no, I'm sure there's worse humidity elsewhere. It's just, it is bad here. But I will say, that's one of the, you bring up that point, and not to go down like a little rabbit hole here, but that's one of the reasons why I really hope PCA, they're talking about, possibly moving the PCA show from Las Vegas in July to another venue, and maybe shifting it around, a little bit. And New Orleans has been kind of talked about. And I really hope to God they're smart enough not to go to New Orleans in July, because that just...
Well, it would, if they moved it to like March or April, that would probably be really cool.
Yeah, the only
July
issue...
and man, that's going to be brutal.
I'll tell you, the only issue with moving it to March and April is now you're just coming right on the heels of TPE, and then at that point you're cannibalizing your potential attendee audience, because what attendee is going to go to both shows in the space of 2 months,
Well, but I will say, now, you and I have never gone to PCA.
We are not.
But if it was in New Orleans, I would be, I mean, that's drivable. That's, that's a overnight drive for you or me.
True.
And at one point they were talking about, one of the groups was talking about maybe going to Indianapolis, and that would be awesome.
That was PCA, but I think that ended up falling through.
That's a shame, because that would have been awesome.
Oh, dude, I'd have been all about that. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. I truly, honestly, 100% with every fiber of my being hate snow and ice. I hate it. I hate it. I hate everything about it. And because I hate everything about it, I'm willing to try hot summers with no winters. Because I can find a fan. I can cool off.
There's not enough ice packs in the world for me to want to have 115 degree weather all the time.
Just for the summer. Literally from the first day of summer to the last day of summer, you know that 3 month window, that 3 month window
of 115 degrees would be life
as
sucking. I don't live in the desert on purpose.
As the high, which means the evenings will be nice and warm and pleasant, you know.
Well, you say that. Okay, hold on. You say that. But in the desert, it could be 110 during the day and freezing at night.
Well, no, I don't want it freezing at night. I want it to be nice and warm and pleasant. I'm not saying the desert necessarily.
Think about that. And then we're going to have to contend with the scorpions.
I never said anything about the desert, Jeff. I never said that you'd be living in the desert. All I said is that the high would be 115.
If we had summer at 115 degrees, it would be a desert here. Like, everything would die.
Well, that's valid. That's valid.
Yeah. You're basically trying to destroy the Midwest. Single-handedly, thank you. Thank you for that.
It's not that I'm trying to do that.
Why do you hate farmers, Nick?
Now wait just a damn minute. You son of a bitch. Oh, all right.
Did it go the way you thought it was going to?
Whatever.
The One Must Go segment was brought to you by United Cigars. United we smoke.
So I'm trying to get off the secondary band on this Villiger
Is it hermetically sealed?
Connecticut Kreme here, and God, it is tight on there, so like pushing it off the cigar is not going to be an option.
Yeah,
and it is also very
just
very
smoke through it.
It's very very glued on there, and so like I'm worried
smoke through it and give us the flavor notes.
I'm worried if I dick with this thing too much, I'm going to crack the wrapper. In fact, I may have already cracked the wrapper trying to dick with it. So, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. This is going to be interesting. So, anyway.
Do you have a knife?
Not out in the tent, no.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do I tell you all the time? A gentleman should always have a hanky and his knife.
Jeff, I'm at home. There's one inside, but I don't want to take the time to run inside and get it.
So you're smoking through the band?
No. Hopefully, when I get closer to the band, it'll pop and
it'll heat up.
And I'll be able to like loose, you know, kind of take care of it a little bit. But
have you ever done that though? Like at night, where you're smoking a cigar, and all of a sudden you hit the band, and you don't know that you've done it.
Yeah, it sucks really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it's like, oh, what is that?
All of a sudden you're like, God, I smell burning paper and it tastes horrible. And it's like, oh yeah, that would be the band. So
yeah, I've done that before. It sucks.
Yeah, it's not a fun time.
Probably not healthy either.
No, I would assume not.
Yeah, smoking the glue and all the inks.
It's not so much the glue, because that's the same glue they use to
so it's pectin on that. Okay.
Yeah, it's pectin. It's not like it's like super glue. Although, I don't know. There's one brand in particular I think uses fucking Gorilla Glue with their bands, but I'm not going to throw them under the bus too bad.
I know exactly the brand you're talking about. And they literally, I joke about being hermetically sealed, but they've welded that band to that cigar.
Right? I mean, it's utter and complete bullshit how hard it is to get those bands off. But anyway, other than them, it's just pectin, and but it's the inks and the paper. I don't know. I mean, let's be real. The manufacturer doesn't intend for you to smoke through the band. Now,
No.
The one thing I will say this: the Leaf by Oscar with the band on that is tobacco paper. You can smoke through it. It smells horrible, but you
I
can't.
wouldn't want to,
But you can smoke through it. I mean, it's not like you can't, but. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be smoking through one of these really nice, like, you know, classy looking bands that are on
Like with
all
the like gold inlay and everything.
right.
On them.
Well,
Yeah.
it's funny you say that because the band on this Villiger Connecticut Kreme is white with a gold letter, shiny gold lettering and everything. So
Yep.
yeah, exactly. It's like I don't really want to be smoking through that if I can avoid it. So
No.
well, speaking of Villiger, why don't we talk about some TV and that kind of stuff here?
Entertainment news.
It is the entertainment news from Villiger.
Villiger.
And guys, I've Villiger. I'm smoking the Connecticut Kreme. They have a very wide variety of cigars available to them. You've got all kinds of great stuff. In fact, the Villiger de Nicaragua should be hitting stores now. If you should be.
It shipped, I think, 2 weeks ago.
I was gonna say, it should be hitting stores now. Fantastic cigar. You're gonna want to get your hands on that. It is a limited edition, but it's such a wonderful cigar. We smoked it on the show with Renee. I truly enjoyed it. It was a great smoking experience. But I'm really digging this Connecticut Kreme. If you're a Connecticut smoker, this is a good cigar for you because it's got some great flavor notes to it. Very, very, like the description said. It's creamy, it's nutty. I don't get too much in the way of spice and pepper. So it's a very easygoing cigar for people. But the body on it, it's not it's light, but it's not a mild. It's maybe a mild plus. It's not smoking air. Let's put it that way. You're not just smoking air when you're smoking this Villiger Connecticut Kreme. So no, I think it's definitely a good cigar for Connecticut smokers to try. Anyway,
and I would concur with you on the La Gianna Havana that I'm smoking. It is really good. I'm down to the final third. It's a little guy.
I'm at about the halfway point.
And I will say I was starting to get a little bit of that Connecticut bitter in the final third.
Yeah.
But I cleared the tube.
And
it's brought it back to life. And I don't know if we've talked about it on the show before.
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people do this, but you can actually blow through the tube and you can light the tar and the buildup that gets in the cigar and burn that off. If your cigar starts getting a little bit bitter on you, you can actually bring it back to life that way, and I just did.
Well, there you go. So Jeff, have you been watching anything lately? Anything good? Anything fun?
Well, I haven't been watching things as much as I've been watching things.
Okay.
So I'm gonna divert a little bit here.
Okay.
So, have you been watching the news lately?
Oh God.
Yeah, you knew it was coming.
Really? You're gonna do this? You're gonna do this now? You're gonna do this right now? All right.
Do you realize there is a Chinese spy balloon floating over the continental U.S. right now?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes. There is a giant spy balloon. Now, the Chinese say it's a weather balloon and it just got off track. Bullshit. It flew in over Alaska and now it went over Canada and now it's over the Pacific Northwest. It's over Montana, I think at this point. And
I would hope one of the ranchers out in Montana would just take a shot at it and take it down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The government has talked about shooting it down, but they're afraid of the debris field. Now, back the truck up.
It's a balloon.
I've never been to Montana, but I understand it's big, wide open spaces.
Exactly. So why are they concerned about a debris field?
I don't understand. Why won't we shoot this thing? Why are we just letting the Chinese spy on us?
Well, let's be real. What are they getting in Montana?
They're flying over where our missile bases are.
Oh, well, that's a problem then.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And we're just letting it go. It makes no sense.
No, it does not.
And this is how we lose the Villiger sponsorship.
Their check's been cashed. No, I just, I don't know.
Yeah, look that up.
Whatever. I don't.
It's this big giant balloon.
Is it shaped like Principal Skinner's ass? Anybody who watched The Simpsons back in the day, they know what I'm talking about. There's that balloon that looks like Principal Skinner's butt. Anyway.
It's not that. And it's not like Mark McGuire hitting dingers and bringing down satellites either.
What?
Don't you remember that when they had Mark McGuire and the MLB like spy
Oh, that's
satellite?
right. The spy satellite. Yep. All right. Yep.
And then Mark McGuire comes in and starts hitting dingers to distract everybody.
That's right. I remember that. Like, look at me.
You want to talk about the spy satellite? Or you want to watch me hit some dingers? And I'm like, yay!
See, we turned it around to TV.
Exactly.
Oh God, no! I haven't really watched a whole lot since the last time we talked about all this. I will say I watched a few episodes of The Sopranos, and God, I've talked about that before. It's just the best show. It's just the best show. I will say
you feel about Sopranos the way I feel about Breaking Bad and that whole, the Better Call Saul and El Camino, the whole
yeah. So all right,
Breaking Bad universe.
Another show of yours though that you really enjoy is Seinfeld. And did you see that there are new Seinfeld episodes that somebody has made with AI?
Wait, what?
Yeah, they've made these hang on, I'm going to find the article here real quick. It's like these new Seinfeld Seinfeld AI.
Serious Seinfeld.
Okay, so AI Seinfeld is taking over Twitch. In a twist of technology that only 30 Rock could have predicted, an AI-generated version of Seinfeld is taking over Twitch. The stream, hosted by a channel called Watch Me Forever, uses generative artificial intelligence to create an infinite stream of Seinfeld-esque content online. The novel idea has taken root on the platform, and at the time of publication, the stream has roughly 15,400 concurrent viewers. AI Seinfeld is a Twitch stream that plays AI-generated content based on Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David's 1990s comedic sitcom Seinfeld. The characters are rendered with a clunky 3D pixels and look like they're in a video game version of the show. The voices are AI-generated as well, and while they do bear some similarities with the original voice actors, they ultimately sound more like an auto reader on a computer. But the AI-generated version of Seinfeld doesn't really compare to the original. You can definitely see the influence of the original show in snippets of the version. In one part of the stream I watched, the characters started talking about creating a place where they could make their own pizza crust, which appears to be connected to a bit in Seinfeld where Kramer gets a business idea to open a pizzeria where the guests make their own pizzas.
Pie.
Yep.
But then Poppy won't let you put any topping on it you want to.
One popular clip actually has decent dialogue. It's entitled, Elaine Goes Out with a Guy Who Hates Fruit. In it, Jerry, Elaine, Kramer, and George wander around Jerry's apartment and talk about Elaine's boyfriend who hates fruit and might be a fruitophobe. However, the AI generation isn't able to mimic the color and delivery of the actors, and it can be difficult to tell who's saying what at various points. But yeah, they're making new Seinfeld with AI.
That's bizarre.
Yep. I'll send you the link.
Now, in Curb Your Enthusiasm, there was actually an additional Seinfeld episode inside of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I haven't watched Curb Your Enthusiasm. I don't know this.
I've never watched all of it, but you remember Kramer got in some trouble for
he said a word.
Yes.
We won't be saying that.
He said a word a bunch.
We won't be saying that word, Jeff.
No, but they referenced that in the show. They're like, so you had anything going on? And he just the actor that plays Kramer,
Michael Richards,
they hit on it, but they don't really delve into it.
That's probably
but they don't let it go either.
Well, that's okay. I mean, they're keeping it. They were
keeping it real.
Keeping it real.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that I don't know. Yeah, no, he said that word a lot. That was really unsettling.
Yeah, it was bothersome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, went off on a heckler in the wrong way, the wrongest way possible.
Well, I mean, he could have been like that one guy that you sent me the video of where the guy went off on the heckler by bashing him in the head with the guitar.
Oh, God, yeah. That was a thing.
That was a thing. That was
indeed a thing.
I mean, the heckler did charge the stage, but, I mean, I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, he was prompting the guy to charge the stage. So
True.
the guy charged the stage, and then he
bashed him in the head all El Camong style. Yeah.
And it's funny, everybody was cheering him on up to that point, and then they turned on him.
Yep. Quickly.
Yeah. In rapid fashion.
Yeah. Well, I've only seen that in movies. I can't imagine that it actually ends well in real life. So
no, I would concur.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. So that's
now I have one more news bit to talk about.
Okay.
And it's political.
Damn it. Well, all right. I have a rant, and I'm going to wait until you do your thing, and then that way I can go off on that.
Okay.
But anyway, all right, fine.
So
I thought the Chinese balloon was your political one.
That was the mild one. This is the one that's going to get people mad at me.
Damn it!
Have you seen?
Must we?
Yeah, I got to go Hunter Biden on you.
Oh my God! Okay.
Have you seen that Hunter Biden's attorneys have sent letters to a bunch of people threatening them over the use of information off of the laptop? So they've admitted that it's his laptop. Well, now the White House and everybody's backpedaling, like trying to say, well, no, they're just saying, if it's real, you can't. Like it's really gotten surreal.
I didn't realize that they were actually saying that it wasn't his laptop.
Oh, that's been the thing. It was Russian collusion and all this stuff all along. And now they're actually threatening to sue people for using the information on it. Well, wait a minute. Was it Russian collusion or is it really his laptop?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and his lawyers have all but admitted, okay, it's his laptop. It's just, you can't make this stuff up.
That sounds like somebody tripping over their own dick right there.
The White House is scrambling, trying to cover.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
All right. Have you ever thought that maybe you need to do a spin-off show where you can just be your own little political pundit and you can talk about things, and then that way you don't have to draw me in on this shit?
It's more fun to make you uncomfortable.
Okay, all right. Speaking of making me feel uncomfortable, I'm going to go off on a minute. I'm going to go off. I'm going to go off.
Wait, are we closing out the Villiger segment?
Oh, that's been closed out. I mean, there's not really. I need to make an intro and outro for that, but I haven't done so yet. And
yeah. And guys, if you haven't tried them, seek out Villiger Cigars. They're incredible. Nick's smoking one today,
and I'm digging it. I just took off the actual full on band on this cigar because I am getting down to the final third of it, and I mean, it's just smoking wonderfully. I did crack the wrapper a little bit when I took off that initial the secondary band. But the crack seems to be really well contained, and I should be smoking through that here very shortly. So hopefully it's not that big of an issue. But
that was just user error.
It was nothing with the cigar. I mean, it's a Connecticut wrapper, so it's a little fragile anyway. But all in all, no. I mean, it's smoking wonderfully. I'm really digging it.
I am down to the nub on my, and I've actually pulled over, and I'm going to finish it up here as best I can. But this Gianna Havana, the Angelic, just an incredible first cigar of the day. It's a great breakfast cigar. I love it.
I'm digging this. And I will say, anybody who's watching this on the YouTube, you will see this Connecticut is just a freaking little smokestack. I mean, it is kicking off so much smoke here in the Ice 10 of Love. I'm digging it. I mean, it's hitting all the right notes. I may have found another Connecticut to add to the arsenal for me.
Dude, I'm telling you, I love Connecticut.
I know, but I'm very picky about them, Jeff. You know that. There's only a couple that I will fully endorse. And I like the Perdomo Champagne. I like the Aladino Connecticut. I like the My Father Connecticut, and I like the JFR Connecticut.
I thought you liked, and I like it, but I thought you liked the. There's a New World that's got a really good Connecticut too.
No, I don't think I've smoked that. You've talked about that, and I don't think I've smoked that one. You need to try that
cigar. I think it's a used cigar. It's a Connecticut that knows somebody.
Well, those are the four Connecticut's that immediately spring to mind that I'm like, yes, those ones I dig. And I think I'm going to finish this one out and see, but this Villiger one may very well have just been added to the list of Connecticut. Oh, and obviously the Atabey is a Connecticut that I dig, but let's be real. As much as I love that cigar, I don't have the money to be smoking that on the regular, so,
We just need to get a few more sponsors.
It's a wonderful, wonderful. I mean, that is a celebratory cigar. That's one of those ones like, the caller in the last episode, I'm blanking on the name. He mentioned, if you could have an unlimited supply of cigars for the rest of your life, but you had to smoke one a day. Remember that call? Mm-hmm. It's like Atabey would be just a wonderful one to do that with, but it almost takes away the specialness if you're smoking it every single day. I don't know. I probably would still be okay with it, but whatever. Anyway.
Well, yeah.
All right. So my little rant here. Guys, there's certain etiquette that you have to abide by when you're at the cigar lounge. And
we've talked about that on some Ask the Boy calls in the past.
Yeah, I would say we've definitely talked about cigar lounge etiquette in the past. Don't bring cigars from home and smoke them there. Make sure
don't pick on guys that are smoking cheaper cigars than you are.
Don't dominate the conversation and turn everything back to what you want to talk about. Preferably, also don't talk politics. In the cigar lounge, because that can get uncomfortable unless you know the crowd really, really well. But I have an addendum, and one that it's a little specific. I don't know if the guy listens to the show, and if he does,
well, if he does, he'll hear it.
He's gonna hear it, and he's not gonna, he'll know. I'm not gonna say any names, but don't. Okay, how do I frame this? At Riverman, there are posted hours of operation. Okay.
Yes, and all cigar lounges have that.
They do. But like a bar, for example, if somebody is sitting and enjoying their cigar, or at a bar, their beverage, maybe not so much at a bar. At bars, they tend to kick you out right when that hour hits. At cigar lounges,
they're at least not going to serve you more.
Exactly. At cigar lounges, when, let's say, the hour strikes whatever time that they close, typically, they don't give you the boot right away. They kind of let you finish the cigar you're smoking, and then you kind of shuffle on out, and the night ends, The staff maybe start closing down and cleaning up and everything while you're finishing your cigar, but they don't necessarily give you the boot right at 10 o'clock and say, okay, it's 10 o'clock, get the, don't care where you go, but you can't stay here. They don't tend to do that, And so if you pull up at a cigar shop, it may be after hours.
And there may still be people there.
There may still be people there. The lights may still be on. And the door may still technically be open because the people in the back still need to leave, Yeah. Well, if that's the case, if you pull up to a place like that, I know some people have differences of opinion about this on me, or with me on this, but I'm going
to side with you on this.
But I'm just going to say it.
You can come in and buy a cigar, but don't light it up and smoke a 45-minute cigar.
Bingo.
After hours.
Do not expect the staff and the people there to wait for you to come. Don't act like the place is open. If you pull up and the door says that you shut down at 10 and you show up at 11:15 and there's like two guys that are just checking out and leaving, and then you come sauntering in to have your cigar, don't do that. That's rude.
No.
That's rude because you know what you're doing at that point? You are now just making hours for the shop on your schedule. You are telling the shop owner your posted hours don't matter. I'm going to do what I want. And
it's a selfish move.
It's an incredibly selfish move. And the thing is when that happens, it costs that business money. And they're not making enough off of you individually unless you buy one cigar for you to sit and smoke and then maybe a box for you to take with you. You're not providing enough revenue to the shop to justify the hour and a half additional that you're keeping people there. You know, if you come in and you buy a $7 cigar, well, okay, that translates out into roughly about $3.50 in quote unquote profit. Okay, but it's
probably less after taxes.
But it's not even profit because the shop owner has to pay the employee to sit there and babysit you. They have to pay for the electric to have the lights on and the TV and everything, and this time of year the heating and cooling and whatever else. And so, you know, it's a losing proposition for the shop owner to allow you to sit there and do that, and it's rude. Yeah. And, sorry, my cigar is kind of low, and I'm trying to keep it lit.
I had to give up on my La Gianna Havana. I was burning my fingers.
And so, guys...
Don't do that.
Yeah, I would hope that most people wouldn't. I would hope that most people would respect the posted hours of the establishment, and, you know, if they drove up to their cigar shop, even if the lights are on, and there are cars in the parking lot, if it's after hours, you know, at best, at most, go up to the door, poke your head in and be like, are you guys still open?
Hey, can I buy a couple of sticks?
Can I buy a couple of sticks? But do not expect to be able to light one up in the lounge and sit in the back for an hour to an hour and a half and just, you know, have the full lounge experience. If you're after hours, that's just shitty.
Let me just say this. So in any other line of work, let's say you're delivering pizzas. Well, you're not going to make and deliver a pizza an hour and 15 minutes after you've closed and deliver it.
Every other business has a posted closing time, and they all abide by it. Every other one. And, you know, bars, they have their last call, and they have the period of time that, you know, you're not able to get anything else, and then you got to, you know, get out at the closing time. Yeah. You know, it's just one of those things. I don't understand.
I'm even guilty. Like if I go to a restaurant, it's a half hour before close. Like I'm guilty if I go in and get something. Like I'll hurry.
Oh, I won't do that,
or I'll take it with me.
I won't do that. In fact, actually, earlier this week, I actually tried. I went to the Thai place in O'Fallon for dinner.
Yeah,
I went there for dinner. Online, or I thought they closed at 9:30. Okay, they historically closed at 9:30. I got there at 8:15. But when I got there was a note on the door that said close at 8:30.
Oh yeah.
And so I poked my head in. Because the waitress was cleaning up a table. I poked my head in. I'm like, you know, and they had both. They had 9:30 on the glass, but they had 8:30 on the sign. And so I poked my head in and I said, is it 8:30 or 9:30? And she goes, it's 8:30. And I said, okay, no worries. And I, you know, motioned to leave. And she's like, we could do a to-go order. I'm like, nah, don't worry about it. I'm like, I'm not even going to worry about it. I'll find somewhere else. I appreciate it. And I left. Yeah. And it had nothing to do. I didn't even want to do a to-go order because, like, that's shitty. They're probably back in the kitchen cleaning up, you know. And for me to come along and be like, oh no, I want a to-go order of, you know, green beans and chicken or whatever. It's like I know that it's just going to create a mess. And so, like, no, even with 15 minutes to go, I was not going to do that to him. And it's that kind of thing. And I don't know. It's a gripe. It's a very specific gripe, and you know, to the various people involved, you know, well, except the offender. To the other people involved, I apologize. I probably shouldn't be, airing dirty laundry, but at the same time, to the offender, if you do listen to this, that's shitty, man. You need to knock it the fuck off, because
it's the concept of other people.
You're being rude, and you're being shitty. You're costing people money. You're not providing enough in revenue to justify the rudeness that you're bringing upon the place. And if you can't make it during the posted regular hours, then you need to figure out another thing.
I'm going to call you out.
Okay.
Because you did this one time.
What are you talking about?
When we were in Tampa, we were at the bar, and the bartender was closing at 9:00.
She was closing at 10. I know what you're getting at. I know what you're getting at.
Now you lobbied her to stay, and granted, there were a lot of people at the bar.
There were a lot of people at the bar.
You lobbied her to stay open later.
And what did I do?
Agreed.
What did I do?
Oh, you tipped the hell out of her.
I tipped her $100. I told her, if you stay open one more hour, I will tip you $100.
Yes, and I did that. That's the kind of thing that makes it worthwhile.
I did that, exactly. Yeah. I did that. And
she had the choice to stay at that point. You didn't force her to stay, but you said, "Hey, I'm going to hook you up if you."
No, I basically said, if you hang around, I will tip you $100. And you know what? How many drinks, in addition to that $100 that I tipped her, how many drinks were purchased between 10 and 11 p.m. at that bar?
Just the amount that you bought the one-armed lady,
dude,
trying to get her to have butt sex with her husband.
I had dear God.
Hold on. Is any of that statement inaccurate?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No. I had a $300 bar bill that night. I mean, it was a big bill after tip and everything else. It was a big bill, but it was worth it, because you had that couple. They were having a great time. They didn't want to end their night at 10 o'clock. You and I were having a great time.
They weren't ending their night at 10. They were just postponing the rest of their night to appease you. But
I don't know about to appease me.
Drunk Nick was pretty persuasive.
Drunk Nick was having a great time. And then you were sitting there talking to that cat about getting cocaine from him or whatever.
Oh my God. Yeah, that guy was trying to get me to go have cocaine with him, and I'm like, dude, I'm good, man. I'm good. No. Yeah. He was a car guy, and he was wanted to take everybody back to his place in this all new lines, and I'm like, no. Yeah, that was a hard no. Yeah.
That was a
night. That was the night I took the picture of you with the electric tape on your nipples.
I did not have electric tape on my nipples, you son of a bitch.
Eat the Zagnut.
I did eat a Zagnut, but I did not have electric tape on my nipples. But anyway,
no, that was. I don't even remember why I had a Zagnut, but that's what I gave you. And
you bought it at the airport. It was like a snack you bought for the plane, and then you didn't eat it. And so, I was hungry, and you're like, "I got a Zagnut," and I'm like, "Zagnut." So
I kept doing it in the Beetlejuice voice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was a weird night. That was a really weird night.
That was a weird night.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a weird night.
God.
But yeah.
I was sending videos of you to all of our buddies. Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, that's right. You were. Oh God. Yeah, that was a weird night. But yeah, no. But yes. But okay, to your point, yes, I did do that. I kept a place open after hours for another hour. But you know what? Yes. I paid for that. I mean,
dearly,
yeah. With the hangover the next day. No, I paid for that. Look, I mean, it's one of those things where if you're gonna do that, make it worth the business's while, make it worth the fact. And that's why I'm saying, if you're going to a cigar lounge and you're getting there either at close or after close, and they still are willing to sell you a cigar, if you want to try and negotiate the ability to sit in the back and smoke that cigar, dude, you better be willing to shell out some cash to buy some additional cigars to take with you. And that's why I'm saying, buy one to smoke and buy a box to take. It's like
my favorite part of that night in Tampa was when the girl she put her arm up and said, "Hi, Nub."
She was very cool about the fact that she only had one arm. I'll say,
Yes.
I'll give her that. You know,
Yeah.
it was kind of awkward for a minute,
Yeah,
but
she was awesome.
yeah, she was fun. And
Yep.
in all fairness, I wasn't trying to lobby for butt sex. All I was saying was that it was his.
Exactly what you were
No,
doing.
what I was saying is it was his birthday, and you kept saying like, "Dude, it's his birthday. They're gonna have sex." I'm like, I get that. All I'm saying is that I'm getting them lubricated up enough with alcohol to where everything is on the table. He can choose to go that route if he wishes. He doesn't have to go that route, but at least all the options are out there on the table.
But that might have, that might have been on the menu to start with. I was just saying, let them enjoy their night. But
Well, and if it was, hey, did they buy a single freaking drink?
no, you bought all their drinks. You didn't buy my drinks, but you bought their drinks.
I'm pretty sure I bought some drinks for you.
You know, speaking of butt sex, we should probably do the My Monthly ad.
So I don't have that on the board. So we're just going to have to verbalize that. So My Monthly Cigars is a premium cigar subscription service where you can get a variety of cigars shipped to you every month. They come in different size boxes. We get the so there's the Robusto box, which is 4 cigars for $30. There's the El Presidente, which is 2 of them. It's 8 cigars for $50, and it's 2 of everything in the Robusto box. And that's what you and I get so that we can smoke them on the show.
Yes.
And then if you use offer code PULPIT,
PULPIT.
get you free shipping on the first box or 20% off any of the items in Nick's online store at mymonthlycigars.com, where you can get cigars and accessories and all kinds of other fun stuff, including fucking good coffee.
Yes, and you don't want to miss out on the lounge blend and especially our blend,
And
the Daily Press.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, yeah, that's from our friends at mymonthlycigars.com. And
now, you know what? Did I see that our boy Nick is going to be with us at TPE again?
he will. He will indeed.
I thought that I saw that. I'm looking forward.
He messaged me the other yesterday, I think, and told me that he got his plane ticket finally. So he is set,
awesome.
locked, and loaded, and ready to go. In fact, Nick is going to be Mr. freaking Fancy Pants. I'm doing pinkies up right now. You can't see it, but he's going to be Mr. Fancy Pants. He hired himself a car service to take him from the airport to the hotel and back again because he saw online that I guess the lines for ride share and taxis at the airport are just horrendously long right now.
Well, are we flying in at the same time as him that we can just bum a ride?
No, he's getting in pretty late on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, no, we are going to have to figure out our own way, which means, Jeff, you might want to bring some chapstick, buddy, because we're going to need to figure out how to get from the airport to the hotel.
A chapstick.
You know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I'm afraid I do. I mean, $20 is $20, but still.
Well, I mean, it's more than $20. It's a ride, you know? I mean,
Wow.
You don't want to walk that.
No.
Yeah.
But I will say, now, is our hotel this year on that tram?
Yes, it is. So
Good.
you and I will be able to buy the ticket, the monorail tickets, and do like we did last year with the 3-day pass, for $30, and take care of that and just ride the train.
That saved us so much money.
Tons of money. Because, dude, every trip from the hotel to the convention center would have been, easily $25. And so you got to figure driving one way, 25, so back again. Now you're talking $50 for a trip. I mean, and the amount of trips that we took, I mean, we probably saved $250, in Uber rides, doing that monorail. So that was a wonderful, wonderful thing. And so, our hotel is on the monorail, and, and actually, since we're staying at the Sahara, it's going to be even easier because now we don't have to ride from another hotel to the Sahara for like the industry party and all that stuff. We'll just be there,
We're just there. Now, do you know if Nick over at My Monthly, is he staying at the Sahara, or any idea where he's?
That I do not know. That is a good question. I do not know the answer to. So, that's something that we'll have to ask him. But
And I got to give a shout out here to TPE. They were very, very good to us. I don't want to go into detail, but TPE really accommodated us this year, and I can't say enough nice things about them.
Indeed. And yeah, I don't want to go into details either because I don't know who got this deal and who didn't. But the way it was explained to me is they wanted to ensure that they had quality media at the event in order to cover it, and so they helped out in a way that was
and somehow we made that cut.
I know, right? It's amazing. But no, we've been, you know what? I think we've done a good job with our TPE coverage. You know, we've been,
absolutely.
You know, either me flying solo or the both of us going. We've been at TPE now. This will be our 4th year at TPE. And, you know, I mean, I think we've done a really good job at least covering the premium cigar side. You know, I mean, that's our niche. So I don't really feel like we need to get into the other 75% of the show floor.
Although technically we had some issues the second year, but we persevered.
We won't get into that. We won't get into that.
The whole first day of the show.
We won't get into that. But
that was my fault.
That was 100% your fault. That was 100%. You did me wrong, and that was
nearly killed you.
It was 100% your fault. But anyway, we
nearly killed Nick, guys.
We will just kind of glaze past that. But yeah. But no, I mean,
I've never seen anyone that sick.
They were very kind to us this year, and it definitely was a big help with the plans for this, considering how expensive, plane tickets have gotten and everything else. It was a definite benefit. So,
and they're now not total tobacco
it's Tobacco Plus. It was Tobacco Plus Expo. Now it's Total Products Expo or something like that. And from the way it's kind of been explained to me, is they've opened it up to other vendors to display that maybe offer other products than just tobacco products that shops would be interested in carrying so that they can offer some diversity of products to their customers. So, like, for example, like the hats that Carlito Fuente wears, or, socks with cigars and shit on them. And, just, I don't know. I'll be honest, I'm going to be very curious to see what these other products are. Like, what else, what did they do to expand this out? Or was this simply a way for them to rebrand the show to take tobacco maybe out of it? Because let's be real, Jeff, when you look at that show floor, how much of that show floor is tobacco?
25%.
I'm going to go
into premium cigars.
I'll go a little higher than that, given the fact that there are cigarette manufacturers there and everything as well. So let's just hypothetically say that, 40% of the show floor is premium cigars and cigarettes. Well, that's 60% of the show floor that's CBD, THC, blah, 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 whatever else, you know? And so maybe
vape products, different things like that.
Maybe it's one of those things where maybe it's less about, I don't know. I don't know without seeing who's going to be there and without seeing the show floor and everything. It's going to be very curious, but I almost do wonder if it was a rebranding as a way to acknowledge and open up the fact that you have all these other products.
Well, and I'm just going to say this. Like, it is all we can do to cover the premium tobacco 25% of the show in the time allotted. We don't even make it to the rest of the show floor for the most part.
Yeah. Well, now part of that is because as we're going through and doing our thing, we're also visiting and meeting and yakking and talking and,
doing some recording and whatnot. Yeah.
And also, let's be real, you and I aren't exactly in the best of shape to where, walking around on a show floor like that all day long, we take breaks. Let's put it that way.
I take more breaks than you do.
You do take more breaks than I do. It's actually really kind of funny because, like, it'll just be like, "Where's Jeff?" Oh, he's sitting over at that booth.
I'm 12 years older than you. You sack of shit.
You just find a chair and just plop down. It doesn't matter where you are, who's doing what business is taking place around you. You're just like, "Ooh, chair," and you just sit down. It's really kind of funny.
I will say, I'm very grateful to the fine folks over at Drew Estates.
With the
there are
lounge
always
area,
tables and chairs. Yes.
Yeah, no, they do provide a very nice spot to sit and everything. And what's nice about it is that they have two spots to sit. One spot is designated for their staff to do the ordering and the business and everything.
Yeah.
But then the other side is exactly that. It's basically just a lounge where you can sit and have coffee
They've got
have a
DJ,
cigar and
it's the whole thing.
That's the only thing is that it's a little loud sitting there, but that I'm sounding really old saying that, so whatever. But
boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats.
Exactly. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. It's always a good time.
Dude, it's coming up fast.
It is coming up very quickly. I mean, well, let's hear just real quick, shits and giggles. Today is the 3rd, and dude, we're like 2.5 weeks out.
Yeah, we're wheels up on. Are we leaving the 21st, 22nd?
21st.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, we're wheels up on the 21st, and oh god, it is an early flight, by the way.
I know.
Yeah, and here's the other screw. Boy, I'm just giving away all of our travel plans here.
All the inside baseball. You know what this is going to result in, right?
What's that?
Jerry Pulaski is going to come and squat at your place.
Oh God. So we do have an early flight, and unfortunately, in an effort to save $200, I was not able to get us a direct flight to Vegas in the morning of Tuesday. We do have a direct flight back from Vegas, but going out, we are leaving St. Louis, arriving at Denver, and then going from Denver to Las Vegas.
Well, and how do we have much of a layover in Denver? Because I want to see all these freaky all the murals from the Illuminati there.
We arrive in Denver at 7:25 a.m. General Mountain Time, and we depart Denver at 8:25 Denver time. So we have like an hour. So realistically, I don't know how much time we're gonna have for you to go and see these creepy paintings.
Yeah.
Now we may see them because, quite frankly, the last time I did this, and this is not to scare you, but the last time I did this, it was the thing that made me swear I would never do another layover flight like this if I could avoid it. Because the last time I flew from St. Louis to Denver, my flight out of St. Louis was delayed just enough to where when we landed at Denver, we had to sprint from one end of the Denver airport to the other end of the Denver airport.
Oh,
and
no.
I'll tell you right now, the Denver airport is fucking huge.
Oh, I've heard it's massive.
And at the time, my ex-wife was along with us, and she ran ahead and basically said, there are 3 big guys that are still coming up that can't make the run as quick as I can, basically.
God.
And so they had to hold the plane for the rest of us. But dude, it was a fucking nightmare making that flight. So I'm really just hoping to God that our flight out of St. Louis leaves on time, and that maybe we catch a nice breeze or something and like make it to Denver slightly early to where you and I can bail off the plane and get to our gate with plenty of time to spare. But there is the very real possibility you and I are going to be scrambling, and I'm not looking forward to that option.
Yes, that would suck.
That would suck immensely. Absolutely immensely.
Well, Nick, I'm at my destination, so I think we should do the socials.
All right. Well, we are available on Instagram at The Cigar Pulpit, as well as at Naked Gator. That's NEKKID Gator.
That is my page.
We're also on Facebook, where we have the Cigar Pulpit Parishioners group. And guys, we've had people join it. It's a fun time. Everybody's having a good time.
Yeah, you finally let some of them in.
You know, no, Facebook didn't alert me. And when I went and looked, all of a sudden there was a pending request. And I'm like, damn it, I didn't know. So I felt bad. But, you know, the gentleman got in and he's posting and he's having a good time with it. And then
I don't know why you left him out so long.
I didn't on purpose, Jeff. And we're on Twitter, where we don't really do much. We're on YouTube, where you can watch this wackiness. Realistically, today's show probably is a boring one. You're just staring at me. And then we do need your calls for Ask the Boys. We are banking up for another month of that, and you can give the hotline a call at area code 863-874-0000. And I thought the last Ask the Boys episode went really, really well. I'm looking forward to seeing what February brings in that regard. So, guys, make sure you get your calls in, 863-874-0000. So,
well, that's awesome. Well, Nick, it's been a show, brother.
It has indeed. Final thoughts on your cigar there? You had the La Gianna?
The La Gianna Havana. I had the Angelic. It was a wonderful cigar. Absolutely wonderful cigar.
Very good. Well, I enjoyed the Villiger Connecticut Kreme. It didn't get bitter at the end or anything like that. I would definitely say that in terms of a very nice, good Connecticut cigar, I would totally smoke that again. Like, I'm not much of a Connecticut smoker by and large, but I would definitely smoke that again.
There you go. Well, that's awesome, brother.
Yep. Well, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick.
I'm Gator.
Everybody stay safe and stay smoky. I don't have that music on the board, Jeff.
Well, we can just pretend. Dun, dun,
I'm just going to have to put it in later.
Yeah.
So,
well, good times.
How this goes. But, whatever.
You know what we didn't do?
What's that?
We didn't do the 3 cigars we enjoyed and smoked and enjoyed this week.
Oh, we did we?
No. You want to do that real quick as the Easter egg?
I don't have the sound.
Oh, well, we'll just save it for next week.
Yeah, we'll just have to save that for next week. It'll be okay.
Something to look forward to, guys.
Exactly. Everybody can just, we could do 3 cigars we smoked and enjoyed in 2 weeks, and then we can even add a bonus. We'll do 4 cigars we smoked and enjoyed in 2 weeks.
Okay.
I don't even know if I could do that, quite frankly. I've been smoking, but it hasn't been like. I
have smoked a varied group of cigars. I've got some new ones to throw into the mix.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Who knew?
All right. Who knew indeed? All right. Well, there we go. Sounds good.
Awesome. See you guys.
All right. Later, guys.